never changes. But that has nothing to do with the fact that God does change His dealings with men. For example, come back with me to Genesis chapter number 1. You can't study the Bible and not know this. Now, you might not study the Bible. You might study about the Bible. You might use the Bible. But if you study the Bible, you know that God changes His dealings with men. He doesn't change. His character doesn't change. His trustworthiness doesn't change. But He does change His dealings with people. In Genesis 1, when God created Adam and Eve, He gave them some instructions. Genesis chapter 1, verse number 28. God blessed them, and God said unto them, Be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea and over the fowl of the air and over the every living thing that moveth upon the earth. And God said, Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in which the fruit of the tree, in which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed, to you it shall be for meat. Notice what He told them that they were to eat. He established their diet. And He said, you're to eat herb-bearing seed. You're to eat the fruit of trees whose fruit bear. In other words, they were basically to be vegans. They were to eat vegetables. They were to eat a raw, living food. That was a diet He gave them. So vegans read that and they say, woo, hot dog, that's good. See, that's God. That's what God said. Well, that's not all He said. Come with me to Genesis chapter number 9. A little while later, God blessed Noah and his sons. And God said unto them, Be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. That's basically the same thing He told Adam, isn't it? And the fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the earth, and upon every fowl of the air, and upon all that moveth upon the earth, and upon all the fish of the sea. Into your hands are they delivered. Every moving thing that liveth shall be meat for you. Even as the green herb have I given you all things. Genesis 1, they're vegans. Just eat vegetation. Raw, living food. The seed, so forth. Genesis 9, He says, now, when you have breakfast, you can have ham and eggs. Now, before they couldn't. They just had broccoli and sunflower seeds. But now, ham and eggs. If you can catch it, you can eat it. You like catfish? You can catch them, you can eat them. Now, that's a different diet. I don't know if you've noticed that or not, but that's different. Both of them given by God in the book of Genesis, one to Adam, one to Noah. God gave Adam one diet. He gave Noah a different diet. Adam, you just eat vegetables, raw living food. Noah, I'm going to add to that meat. Now you can be a carnivore. If you can catch it, buddy, you can eat it. So what are we going to have for breakfast? Well, God said we can't have anything. God said, what does God want me to have for breakfast? Well, if you're Adam, you got to have that meal. But if you're Noah, you got something added to it. But that isn't the end of the story, because if you come over to the book of Leviticus, when God calls the nation Israel out of Egypt, He changes their diet. Leviticus chapter number 11, verse 2, And speak unto the children of Israel, saying, These are the beasts which ye shall eat among all the beasts that are on the earth. And He gives them a list of them. Then He says, These shall ye not eat. Verse 7, the swine that divideth the hoof. You know what a swine is? That's pig. Now you can't have ham. He says down in verse 10, all that have not fins and scales in the sea and in the rivers, they're an abomination to you. You can't eat them. There goes catfish. I mean, wait a minute. Now what am I going to have for breakfast? Genesis chapter 1, Adam, you're a vegan. Genesis 9 with Noah, catch it, you can eat it. Add meat. Leviticus 11, no, you can't eat anything you can catch. You can't eat pork, you can't eat catfish, you can't eat scallops, you can't eat shrimp.